Markus Perez versus Dricus du Plessis is a middleweight bout. Markus Perez has a record of 12 wins, 3 losses. Dricus du Plessis has a record of 14 wins, 2 losses. Alright, so Markus Perez is currently 30 years old. Dricus du Plessis is currently 26 and a half years old, which means I don't really see an age advantage in this fight. Now, for the height and reach, Markus Perez is 6'1", Dricus du Plessis 6 foot. The reach is Markus Perez is 73.5-inch reach. Dricus du Plessis has a 76-inch reach, so Dricus du Plessis definitely has the advantage there. Now, for the betting odds for this fight, Dricus du Plessis is currently sitting at the -145 slight favorite. Markus Perez the +125 slight underdog. And the Tapology predictions for this fight have 75% of the votes going to du Plessis, mainly by KO or decision. 25% of the votes are going to Perez, mainly by decision. So it's pretty lopsided on the predictions for du Plessis. Alright, so Markus Perez started his career off very, very good with 2 straight decision wins, a first-round knee bar submission, another decision win, a first-round rear naked choke submission, a decision win, a third-round spinning back elbow KO, a split decision win, a unanimous decision win, all of that getting him into the LFA, where he actually ended up fighting Ian Heinisch, and actually that was Ian Heinisch's first ever loss, as he ended up winning that fight by first-round arm triangle choke, which got him into the UFC, where he ended up fighting Eric Anders, but lost that fight by unanimous decision. Came back with a first-round rear naked choke submission over James Boknovic. Lost his next fight after that to Andrew Sanchez by unanimous decision. Came back with a second-round submission over Anthony Hernandez by anaconda choke. But in his most recent fight against Wellington Turman, ended up losing that fight by unanimous decision. Alright, now let's take a look at his opponent, Dricus du Plessis. Alright, so Dricus du Plessis has currently started his career off with a nice 4-fight win streak, one by first-round TKO, one by first-round rear naked choke, a third-round rear naked choke, and a first-round KO, all of that, but in his next fight after that, against Gareth McLennan, ended up getting his first ever loss by third-round guillotine choke in a fight where he was dominating all the way up to that point. But he came back with a first-round rear naked choke, a second-round rear naked choke, another second-round rear naked choke, a third-round guillotine choke, a second-round guillotine choke, a first-round KO, a first-round guillotine choke, and a second-round KO. But in his next fight after that, in a rematch against a guy that he just previously beat by second-round KO in his last fight, ended up losing in the rematch by third-round KO. After that loss, he came back with a second-round KO over Joyton Santos and a first-round guillotine choke over Brendan Lesnar, which gets him this fight inside of the UFC against Markus Perez. Alright, so Markus Perez is definitely a good shot for Dricus du Plessis. I mean, Markus Perez, he is honestly a very good submission guy. Dricus du Plessis is a very good submission guy in his own right. Has a lot of submissions in his career, mainly by rear naked choke or guillotine. But if Dricus du Plessis can honestly keep this fight on the feet, I think he can honestly dominate the fight and get the win by unanimous decision. Now, if it goes to the ground, I'm not quite sure yet, because Dricus du Plessis has never faced a guy like Markus Perez. This is definitely going to be a huge test for Dricus in this fight. But I honestly think he can manage, and manage to get back on the feet and manage to dominate on the feet as he always does. And with all that being said, I do think Dricus du Plessis is going to do very good on the feet. A lot of people think he's going to get the win by KO. I'm not really leaning towards that. He definitely has that power to knock out a guy like Markus Perez, who mainly focuses on the ground game. But I'm not seeing a KO in this fight. I'm seeing him getting this win by unanimous decision. Alright, if you agree, disagree, or have something to say, make sure to put the question below, and I respect to every show in those comments. Make sure to like, subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss the absolute best MMA content out there. It's been fun, but I'm out of here.